welcome. Welcome to OG Saturday Night. Actually, this is HomeGrown Trax, dedicated to local musicians, independent musicians. If you sing or play, come on down here. We'll let you sing and play. Tonight's guest is Nathan Spooner, and he is currently at another gig and is rushing to get here. He was so kind as to make time in his schedule. He's a working musician, man. Gotta do what you do. So, but I've got some of his stuff. I got a couple of CDs, and he's coming out with a new CD. I'm going to talk a bunch with Nathan when he comes in. He'll be in shortly, but let's see if I got it set up right here. All right, we're live here with Nathan. Let's do a mic check here.
How are we doing?
All right, that's
a
good.
Closer?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Sounds pretty good.
That's real good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Welcome.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for making time out of your schedule. I know you're real busy. So.
Well, not that busy. I got a teenage grandson that I'm raising.
Oh, yeah.
So my brain is scrambled.
Oh, you didn't tell me he was a teenager.
Oh, God.
That's got to be fun.
The fun never stops.
Oh, I'll bet.
Last I saw him, he was heading down the street with a couple girls and a couple of guys. I hope they're okay.
Oh, boy. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Well, I called him. He didn't call me back. Anyway, so I spend more of my time writing songs and recording them because I don't get out to gig very much because he's going to be a junior next year.
Oh, my.
And after that, I think I'll be free again. I don't know.
I don't know about that. Yeah. Right on. Well, we've been listening to a couple of your CDs, some excellent stuff. Maybe if we get time, we'll talk about this grandfather song. I'm just intrigued about that.
Yeah. It was a story my mother used to tell me and my brothers and our cousins about my grandfather. Yeah, we can talk about it in a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so
you're a local? You've been in Grover Beach?
94. We moved here in 94.
94.
My children were born in Alaska. Yes.
Yes.
We moved to Bakersfield. We stayed overnight in Bakersfield for 8 years and then found Grover Beach.
Oh, nice.
And,
well, you're a fine addition, I'll tell you that.
Well, thank you. And we like it here. Most of my children are here. 6 grandsons. 4 of them are here.
Wow.
3 of them are here.
Yeah.
Some of them are in college and working. So anyway,
right.
2 great grandchildren. And I know you like bluegrass. My songs aren't technically bluegrass. If you speed them up, they'll be bluegrassy.
Right,
but I write blues, country western, and a little bit of bluegrass.
Okay, you got to tell the people the difference between country and western and bluegrass music.
Okay, well, I play every Saturday down at the Station Grill, and Ryan McKinley, the young kid, played fiddle there. He's not there right now, but he told us, he said, you know the difference between country western music and bluegrass? In country western, the lady, she dumps the guy, he goes down to the bar, hangs out with his friends, he gets drunk and forgets about her. That's country western. In bluegrass, she dumps the guy, he catches her, throws her off the bridge, and then writes a song about it. That's bluegrass.
That's awesome, man.
Unfortunately.
I have to use that, man. I just have to use that.
It's yours.
That's awesome. All right. Well, you going to do us a little tune here? Get us started
I just wrote this song. It's called a presidential rap. It doesn't take sides. It's just describing what's going on in the world right now, I think. And I don't even have the chords. I'll just try to fake it.
Okay.
Like, remember Chris Christopherson wrote that song, Help Me Fake It Through the Night?
Yes.
I've done that. I'm going to try that right now.
Okay, groovy. Awesome.
You say that you're looking for an honest politician. Might as well go do the dishes in the kitchen. Now, I don't read the paper. I don't like TV, but the media just won't let me be. Sometimes I'm a feeling I haven't heard the news, and what I hear about it just makes me want to sing the blues. First George Bush, and then Barack Obama, and now we got a man thinks he's a prima donna. When you hear the child crying in the night, you don't have to be a parent to know it just ain't right. Ow! Said to myself, I just don't get it. I wonder what's really going on in the Senate. But look at what we did that day in November. Went downtown and vote, made it a day to remember. Yeah, first George Bush and then Barack Obama. And now we got a man who brings a lot of drama. So what you gonna do when you think about it? Talking ain't enough. You got to yell and shout it. The politicians say they all be trying, but their lips are moving. You know they're lying. First George Bush and then Barack Obama. And now we got a man who brings a lot of drama, brings a lot of trauma. Oh, mama.
That's
finished.
Great, man.
I just wrote that song.
That's great. That's great.
Do it as a rap or something.
Right on. Yeah, that's excellent. Right on. So you don't get out to play much. So when you do play, where do you play?
I go to Puffers whenever I can. Puffers down Bisno next to the Cracked Crab.
Puffers
It's the
big
happening spot in town because
It
all
is.
the local musicians who play all the time go there in different configurations, and they get a lot of out-of-town people coming in.
Right.
Charlie Puffer has done a wonderful job.
He's done
there.
a fantastic job. And Ted Waterhouse does a lot of stuff down there,
Ted
too.
goes there. Linda Martin, Back Bay Betty goes there. James Schoolis from Burning Bad and the Cool.
Yeah, Unana Rose.
Burning James and the Funky Flames, they show up there.
Oh, nice.
Everybody. So Ron Pagan, he
Right.
was there last night.
Vernon James is an amazing band, man. They're
yeah.
good.
Yeah, Rick Pittman is the drummer, and he played with, I heard he played with BB.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. He came to my house and bought a bass amp from me
I
once.
think
but
Tommy Marsh was going to try to get it. Tommy Marsh's drummer lives here in town. He's a band out of Ojai, I think. But he played up here at Mongo's a lot when that music was going on there.
Yeah, they still have some music there. They had the blues jam there, but they moved it down to Figueroa Mountain for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Once in a while, I go out and when Ted's there, I'll come up and I'll do a couple songs. And I won't bring my guitar. I'll let Ted and those guys do all the work. I'll just key of G, take it away.
Outstanding.
That's the easiest way.
Yeah, they're good, man. They're all really good.
All the local bands that play there are excellent.
Yeah.
And they're easy to work with. And it's very professional, and I really like it.
Excellent, excellent. You know, I want to get in there and start doing that, but then I go down there and listen. I'm like, and I've been playing for 50 years, and I just still don't think I'm that caliber. You know?
What you do is you just sign up, and you go talk to them before they start playing and say, do you know this song in the key of whatever? And just go sometime and just do one song.
Okay.
There's a whole stage protocol where you do the verses, then the leader will everybody will take turns and stuff, and he'll cue you in to go back in.
Okay.
Just try it once. You might be surprised.
I might dig it.
And if people start dancing, what the heck?
What the heck? It might be a good time.
That's what it's all about.
Right on.
So
Right
anyway.
on.
Yeah, and
So-
then I play a little bluegrass gospel band, and then but that's I don't. Sometimes the Buffalo pub in San Luis, I go just for and I do play in a band called Still Kickin', which is a very eclectic band. We don't even advertise when we're playing. We play about 3 times a year, but we are playing in Pozo on the 24th of August.
Pozo? Yeah, I'll have to make sure I put that on the website for sure. Yeah. What is that going to be? Is it an event or a...
Well, we're playing 3 sets. I don't know if we're opening for another band or not. We're going to be out there from like 2 to 5.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of, we do traditional Americana, country, and some of my originals.
Oh, right on. Groovy. So we've been listening to some of your CDs. One was from 2013. The other one was from 2016. So that's a couple years. And you've got something new coming out?
I got a brand new album, which is in the mail right now. It's called Americana with Love. And it's songs about love, lost love, eternal friendship. They're kind of ballads, and there's a couple songs on there. However, my cousin lives near Nashville, and in the 90s, he had a couple #1 hits, and he had a couple songs he forgot he even did, and I got permission to do them. So they're on this album, and I could do part of one if you want later, or I have actually a cut of it.
Yeah, we'll do the cuts.
And then I have some songs of other friends, and I have 3 of my songs on there, and then the first song is a song called Peace Be With You, and I got that back in '74 when I was in Alaska. I've had it in my pocket the whole time, waiting for the right time to record it.
Oh, right on. And, whereabouts in Alaska did you live?
My first child was born in Ketchikan, and then we lived in Juneau, and then we moved to Haines, which is between Skagway and Glacier Bay.
Juneau, isn't that way north?
Juneau is where the state capitol is. It's in the middle of the Alaska Panhandle.
Oh, okay.
That's where the governor's mansion is.
Oh, okay.
Alaska's cool.
Yeah. I know. I drove a truck up through there. I did cannery stuff from Seattle to Anchorage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You went up the Elkan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get to Ketchikan by car. You have to fly in or go on a boat.
Wow.
When I first got to Ketchikan, I played in a nightclub. I got to say, it was the sleaziest bar in Ketchikan, a sourdough bar, open till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
It was great. But the most famous line I can remember from that gig was, there I was, it was 2 in the morning, and the bartender looks up and says, "Nathan, are you almost done so I can put the jukebox back on?" Oh, great. But then this country band came in and hired me to play on a regular gig with them. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, that's Alaska. I love
Nice.
Alaska.
Were you logging up there? Or?
I was, I logged in Oregon, but I was working commercial fishing boats. I was stevedoring. I was playing music in the honky tonks.
Oh, wow, nice.
Then I got married, had to get a real job.
Yeah, well, that happens.
whatever.
That happened to me once.
Anyway, I have some Alaska songs too, but I might do one later. I don't know.
Okay, right on. Do you want to do another song for us now, or you want to? I know we brought in some CDs for some tracks.
No,
from.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do. You played some of the songs on my earlier CD, but I'll do. Actually, I'd like to do a blues.
Okay, I would love
a blues
that.
that I haven't recorded, and a little backstory on that. It's well, I'll let the song explain itself.
Okay, all right, good.
I've been all around the world, there ain't much left to see. I keep on going on like this, there won't be much left to me. Oh baby, you know that I've never been satisfied. Is the guitar picking up?
Oh yeah.
I've been to the north in Alaska, I've been down to Mexico. I flew across the ocean on an aeroplane about as far as I could go. But I never been satisfied. Well, late one night at a Berkeley party, her name was Pamela Jane. I don't recall all that went down, but I've never been the same since that time. Oh yeah, since that time. Well, put it in perspective, get a little point of view. You know that I've never been satisfied, woman, till I met you. That's right. When I'm walking by your side. Well, when I'm sleeping by your side, anywhere in the vicinity. When I'm near by your side, in my mind and body, I'm satisfied. I'm a little tired because I just got off a gig. But anyway, 2 more verses. Late night, Berkeley, Pamela Jane. I don't recall all that much. Give me a break, people. It was the 1960s. Come on. Yeah, I was there in the 60s, I think. My diploma says I was. Yeah, get it in perspective now. Get a little point of view. You know I never been satisfied, woman, till I met you. That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. When I'm walking by your side, when I'm near by your side, anywhere by your side, well, in my mind and body I'm satisfied. And that's a natural fact.
That's a natural fact. That's good, man. What's the name of that one?
I don't know.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't even have a name for it yet.
Oh, nice.
I started it. I kind of finished it. I guess it's called Never Been Satisfied. No, that's too pro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You'll figure something
I'll
out.
figure something out.
All right. Well, we got it here live before it even had a name. Nice.
Oh, God.
Right on.
Actually, in that blues that you were playing earlier that my daughter wrote, I'd kind of like to do that. I'm going to remaster it because there was a little bit of twanging on my guitar. I noticed. Now, this last album that I worked on, I went in 2 times just to edit the sound.
Wow.
The engineer said there's a thing called sibilance, where when you're saying what you're saying, it comes out as a chew or k. And I got all those out and tried to smooth out, make it as professional sounding as possible.
Right.
At one point, he said, "Well, this sounds pretty good for the general public." I said, "I want it to be a level above that."
Yeah, at least.
So I spent a lot of money. Anyway, so that song you played earlier, which I'm going to do now, I'm going to remaster it because the balance. I've learned a lot about balance and stuff, and it helps to have an engineer. Painted Sky Studio in Cambria, the best.
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah.
We'll have to make. Oh, I want to go visit that studio.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so this is a song my daughter wrote. I started off when I do it live. I say this is a song for anyone who's had a bad day.
Oh well, you know what's a perfect song for me.
Or wait a minute. How about people who've had a bad week?
Okay. Yeah.
This song is called Bad Year Blues.
Okay, I haven't had a very good year, so.
Woke up this morning, I poured myself a beer. Yeah, I woke up this morning and I poured myself a beer. Took a long look in the mirror, it's been a whole damn evil year. Well, the music down the corner calling my name out loud. Yeah, the music down the corner calling my name out loud. But the man won't let me enter. I'm broke and I'm just too proud. These are brand new strings, a little bit flat. I'll fix it. So now I called your number, baby, to try to ease the pain. Yeah, I pushed your digits, baby, to try to ease the pain of life. But it seems you changed your number. Ow! That just ain't right. So now I lay back down this evening and I poured myself a beer. Yeah, I lay back down this evening and I poured myself another beer. Ain't nothing turned out like it should. It's been a whole damn evil year. Actually, one recording is longer, but that's just the short version.
Right. That's your guitar's fine. It might be able to taste out on the B, but
I just put the strings on today. Well, you can talk for a bit. I'm going to go ahead and tune up a couple strings. Here.
Okay. Well, why don't we?
We can talk. Or
do we have a cut you want to play while you do that, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Let me find. Can you cue it up to the right?
Yeah. Just tell me what track it is.
Okay, this song. By the way, are you familiar with there's a band called Cache Valley Drifters?
Cache Valley. I've heard of the Cache Valley Drifters. Yeah.
One of the guys, David West, that started the band, is on one of these songs.
Okay.
Let's see which one is it. Second song.
Second song. Okay.
And this song was written by my cousin. He forgot he wrote it. I'm going to copyright it for him. It's called Mama's Eyes. And we recorded it in the Painted Sky studio. And I couldn't get the lead part quite right. So Steve Kreml said, "Oh, I know a guy in Santa Barbara." that works with all those guys. So he sent him down to Trax. I paid him $100, and he gave me a 26-second break that is a killer.
Wow. Nice. That's what I need. I need money.
Money. What's that?
I know, right? Somebody said something about, I'll have to remember the whole starving musician thing. It was, I bought a mixer, right? So I could do stuff here, and I want to start gigging out. So rather than buy a PA system, I thought I'd buy a mixer and then powered speakers, and that way I'd have a mixer when I need a mixer, right? So it's just multi-purpose. I said, well, but it cut like a week and a half into my food budget. And he goes, that's a musician.
Yeah. Every good musician has to have a partner who has a full-time job. It really helps.
It does. All right. So what's the name of this song?
It should be the second one, called Mama's Eyes.
Mama's Eyes.
Near as I remember in my second year of life, holding on to Mama, holding on real tight. Her hands were soft and gentle, her smile so warm and wide. And oh, the love lived in Mama's eyes.
Always there to help us, always on our side. Picking up the pieces, Lord, you know she tried. If you ever crossed her, she'd cut you down to size. And oh, the love that lived in Mama's eyes.
Mama's eyes were soft and gentle, her smile so wide and warm. She would always be the one that sheltered from the storm. Through all of the hard times, nothing could disguise the love that lived in my Mama's eyes.
Daddy turned to whiskey when I was just 13. Now whiskey makes a good man say things he doesn't mean.
You know your daddy loved you, and you know he really tried. And oh, the love that lived in Mama's eyes. Now I am a grown man, got a family of my own. Daddy's gone to Jesus, Mama lives alone. The years have come and gone now, but they never could disguise the love that lived in my Mama's eyes. Mama's eyes were soft and gentle, her smile so wide and warm. She would always be the one that sheltered from the storm. Through all of the hard times, nothing could disguise the love that lived in my Mama's eyes. The love that lived in my Mama's eyes.
All right, we're back with Nathan Spooner. If you just joined us, you're listening to Excellent Radio, KYXZ-LP 107.9 FM in Grover Beach. We have Nathan Spooner with us tonight, live in the studio here, and we're playing music and talking story.
And that last song we played, Mama's Eyes, was written by my cousin Andy Spooner. He lives in Hendersonville. Mm-hmm. He wrote it when we were in Bakersfield around 88, 89. He forgot that he even wrote it, and I had a copy of it. And so I recorded it with his permission, and I'm going to copyright it in his name.
Right.
And on my songs, I put what they call ISRC codes, which is like a license plate for each song.
Right.
And then it gets recorded with Harry Fox or SoundScan or all those different things. That way, if somebody uses it or records it, you're supposed to get your
Your royalties.
9.4 cents.
Yeah.
However, I have songs on Spotify, and as I said, so far on Spotify, I've earned 1.34 tenths of a penny. So I put
Really?
it this way: if you cut the penny in half and cut that half into 50 pieces, that's how one of those pieces is all mine.
Oh, wow. Awesome. When do you get paid?
Yeah, I think, and with ASCAP, same thing, but you have to get at least $100.
Right.
Now, my cousin had some songs back in the 90s. He got quite a bit of money, but that's when radios, there wasn't too much streaming going on at that time.
Right.
But now I'm trying to learn about streaming, getting stuff out there, YouTube, and all that different stuff, and learning about getting on a playlist. If you can get on a playlist that somebody else is going and they're attached, it's like hopping a freight train, I guess, to get to Seattle.
Yeah, it's like well, I forget the mathematical equation, but it builds real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to learn that kind of stuff too.
Nice.
And, so I've written a lot of songs, and when I play with the bluegrass group, I do a couple of my songs. But once my grandson's older, and I can get out more, I'm meeting some people who are want to go out and play local and play. Right now, I'm on tour all the way from Grover Beach to Napomo. That's about it.
Oh, right on.
That's
right
as
on.
far as I can go right now.
Well, I'm on tour from I played once up at the deli up at
Fresh Street Deli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. I went from Arroyo Grande all the way down to Grover Beach. So actually, my tour right now is about 5 miles.
Right on.
But that's okay.
Yeah. I want to get out and start doing it again. It's like I asked you when you write your songs, do you write them for yourself to record them, or have you written any songs to sell? Because you can put them up on a block and
They're all for sale.
They're all for sale.
Anyone wants to buy one. And actually, the way it works, from my cousin told me, once you have published a song and it's recorded, anybody else can cover it. They can cover it in a bar, in a live performance. But if they record it, they have to go through an agency and pay you so much per song.
Right.
But I'll be glad to sell. And I have someone I work with. He lives up in Washington. He's trying to sell some songs. We're both trying to figure out how to pitch them to the right person. What my cousin did, he just moved his whole family to Nashville. Back in the 90s.
I love Nashville.
And he just he met somebody else who was a demo singer, and the demo singer liked his songs, so they took them in. As actually a guy named Joe Diffie, and his album was 1,000 Winding Roads. My cousin wrote the main song, and the demo was so good they went with it, and it became a #1 country hit. And then but that's being in the right place. But I'm learning about how to pitch songs, and
Right.
So I don't think when I write a song, it just kind of comes out like I wrote a song about my daughter in Alaska, and I finished it 10 years later when we came down here.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I wrote another song about a friend that went out in a trap line, disappeared. I wrote that in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And this presidential rap just kind of came out. Has something to do with the political atmosphere we live in today.
It's a craziness, yeah.
You looking for an honest politician, you might as well go do the dishes in the kitchen. And when you hear the child crying in the night, you don't have to be a parent to know it just ain't right.
That's right, man. And that's good. I mean, it's a wacky, I was sitting just playing my guitar out on my patio the other day, and I was looking up and I was thinking about how the world is now. Because I've always had a guitar in my lap since I was 5.
Oh, cool.
And I remember how times were then, and my uncles would play on the porch there, and that's why I wanted to play. And they gave me a guitar and told me watch and learn. They never told me what to do. I just watched and learned. But I remember how I felt about music and just in general. And then I was sitting there thinking about the times today and how I feel. I definitely don't feel the same, so now I don't feel like I've wasted the last 55 years of my life. Something's different.
It's a lot different.
I don't know if it's good or bad, though. It's like a bad B movie sometimes, man.
I was in Berkeley in the 60s and all that stuff. We went through all that stuff. And things have changed a lot. But at the same time, people ask me what I want in life. I want my children and grandchildren to do well. Yes. That's really all I care about.
That's it, man.
And you survive, and, some parts of the world are in crisis.
Yeah.
We're not. We're sort of, anyway.
Well, if you think
music
about it,
elevates us.
Yes, it does. And think about back in the 60s, man, and this is one of my biggest points. Music can, will, and does save the world constantly. And we can do that, but we don't have to put ourselves out on a limb to do that. We
Yeah.
can just express ourselves.
Well, Woodstock, it took everybody by surprise, and it was just a beautiful. I didn't get
Beautiful.
there,
Yeah.
but friends of mine did.
Nice.
But things like that in music. After I graduated from Berkeley in the '60s, I just hung around the edge of the music scene, and I started writing some songs. They were pretty bad, but now they're better.
Right.
Like, let me do you a song that I wrote in Alaska.
Okay.
It's called "In the Shoe Shop," and I won't play all the breaks and everything. I'll just.
Oh, okay.
And we were in Juneau, Alaska. It was wintertime, and I walked by this shoe store, and there was a guitar in there, and I made friends with a guy, and he was a songwriter. So I sat in his shoe shop, and I wrote the song. They were living on a shoestring. They were way up in Alaska, and they always knew for certain, loving how it makes you sing. Write a jingle for a shoe shop, change the baby, now it's morning. Won't you try to write a song for all the ways you want to sing? Now here's the break part. Just play through it. Walking by the family shoe store, it's way up in Alaska, and if you walk inside and ask him, he just might begin to sing. At the changing of the seasons, as the days are getting longer, still we're living on a shoestring, and my love begins to sing. And it just kind of goes on like that.
Well, next time I'll bring in my axe. I'll play the lead for you.
Heck yes. We'll do it. Anyway, that's the basis of the song, but with the recording, of course, is more complete with fills and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a fiddle player in town, a man named Eric Brittain.
Here in town?
Well, not in town. He lives in Atascadero, but he's recorded on lots of albums, and every time I record, he always helps me out.
Oh, right on.
Great studio musician, and he makes his living playing music.
Right. I wonder if I don't know who was on Yanana Rose's when she did, Steve Key.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a song called Golden, and Yanana did it, and there's a fiddle player in that, and I don't know who that is, but it's phenomenal.
It might have been. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Yanana just had a new album out too.
Yes.
Some of my friends were telling me about it.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. I wanted to get her to play on one of my things, but I couldn't. She wasn't available at the time. So Eric Brittain usually helps me on fiddle and mandolin. But at some point, I want to get Yanana to play. She's wonderful.
She's an amazing human being. She's coming back. She was here a month and a half ago. She'll be back next month.
Oh, good.
She's going to come.
I think she has the potential to just fly.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Beautiful young lady, great voice, very good guitar player and fiddle player.
Yeah, very good.
So my social life in the last 7 years has been just doing music.
Yeah.
Because I can't really get out much, can't
Right.
socialize because I have my grandson, which is good. Probably kept me out of a lot of trouble.
Well, we're like two peas in a pod because I've got my studio set up in the corner over here, and my bed's over here, and I pretty much go from one to the other, in here. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Music, more music, and I eat once in a while, and then more music.
Yeah, it helps to eat now and then.
Yeah.
Of course, I have two grandsons in my house. An older one staying with me temporarily. But one thing about having grandchildren, you can go shopping, spend $180 worth of food, and the next day they say, "There's no food in the house."
Isn't that amazing?
Well, let's see. You had how many friends over, and you did what?
Right.
And anyway, but that's okay. I love them to death, but you know.
Yeah. Right on. I usually ask people who their heroes are. Now, growing up musically, how long? When? Well, let me put.
I started playing trumpet when I was in the 6th grade.
So did I.
Then I switched to saxophone in high school, and then I put it down and I forgot it for a long, long time. And then when I was in, I was in graduate school, and I started playing the guitar.
And what inspired you to do that?
I don't know. Well, because I was in Berkeley, I had a friend who had a guitar shop, and I just was kind of hanging around the edge of the music scene, and guitars seemed, fairly easy to. Well, they're not that easy to play because you got to tune them all the time,
Right.
but they're so available.
Yes.
So then I just started playing the guitar a little bit, and then I started writing some horrible songs, but those are all gone and lost and burned and destroyed. But the ones I've written since then are a little bit better.
Awesome.
So, and then I just started. Check this out, though. In the 1973, I was in a graduate philosophy class, and there was another fellow there. In fact, I'll do you the song we did. He was a graduate student. He was studying Heidegger. I was studying the British empiricist. And we get together, and he met this piano player who used to be a Dallas Cowboy linebacker and a Raiders, but he busted his knee, so he was driving the municipal bus in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
So, and then we met a bass player. So we were called the Cayuga Blues Band, and we played around at North Beach here and there. We finally got a paying gig, and it blew us away, and we broke up.
Oh, wow.
And we played in a little club on Fillmore Street called Minnie's Can Do, which was one of the last of the juke joints,
Yeah.
It was 2 blocks down from the Fillmore Auditorium.
The
And
Fillmore.
that was kind of cool. It was just there was three philosophy grad students and an ex-Dallas Cowboy blues band. And we could go. I tell you one thing though, we played in some pretty sleazy places, but with Randy, 6'4", 204 pounds, no fat,
Wow.
an ex-linebacker, I didn't worry about a thing. Anyone
I
in
guess
town
not.
didn't worry about nothing.
Well, you're pretty tall yourself.
Yeah, but Randy was
Built.
built.
Yeah.
But anyway, plus he understood the street life.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, let me do you that song
Okay.
that I did for him.
Cool.
It's just a simple blues. It's just a 12-bar blues. It's called Cayuga Blues. When Randy sang the blues in the coffee gallery, sometimes he'd yell so loud it'd scare the hell out of me. And then he did it one more time out on the Fillmore too. It was a happening club, Minnie's Can Do. Oh yeah, now Randy was a cowboy and a raider, so they say. Later on he drove the Muni by the San Francisco Bay. When he played the piano, all the ladies start to moan. That's right. With or without us white boys, Randy, oh yeah, he could do it all alone. And me, I'm just a person learning my guitar as the ratio of the harmony extends beyond the stars. Oh, baby, when you begin to sing, can't you feel that vibration? Listen to the cosmos ring. Then there's a long break, which I won't play. Now Gary played the guitar, he reached philosophy, something about phenomena, some kind of ology, when he bends those strings on his hollow harmony. Well, Pythagoras himself sighs in silent empathy. Now Dick, the quiet one, not much talk at all, so mellow on that bass guitar with his back against the wall. But I so clearly recall as he walked by in a tone so smooth, just said, let's play some blues. Oh yeah, now Randy was a cowboy and a raider, so they say. Later on he drove the Muni by the San Francisco Bay. When he played the piano, ow, all the ladies start to moan. That's right. With or without us white boys, Randy, oh yeah, he could do it all alone. That's a natural
Hey,
fact.
man, I got to say, I had a pretty weird last couple days, but now I got a big smile on my face. Thank you, man. That was awesome.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Well, you can tell we were 3 philosophy graduate
Right,
students,
yeah, yeah.
Pythagoras himself, sighs in silence empathy,
Yeah.
on his hollow harmony.
Uh-huh.
It was a harmony guitar,
Right on.
whatever.
Well, those times in the Bay Area, man, were
Something else.
magic, man. I mean, I'm like probably 8 years back behind that. But as soon as when I was 13, I hitchhiked to Florida. When I got back from Florida, I went up to when I was 14 and 15. I was hanging out in the Bay Area, in the park, and Haight.
Golden Gate Park. I probably bumped into you.
Yeah.
Well, we used to go to a place called the Coffee Gallery where Janis Joplin played. A lot of people played. We were playing there one night. We weren't getting paid, just audition. And there was a guy in the back yelling out lyrics with us. Turns out it was Nick Gravenitis, who used to sing with Michael Bloomfield.
Oh, wow.
And he used to party
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Janis, and, Janis, she partied.
Oh, yeah.
And it was that kind of deal. Speaking of Janis Joplin, excuse me, I'm the only guy in the Bay Area who was not one of her personal friends.
Really?
'Cause everybody I knew Janis in the biblical sense.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
But I didn't. I never met her, but everybody else did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me and Janis, we'd party down. Okay.
Right on, man, Janis. I love that girl, man. She was amazing.
Oh, she's incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
I stood out in line at the Avalon one night to see her, and I was with this lady, and we get tired, and we went off and did something. I don't remember the lady's name, but she had red hair, and we had a pretty good time later on.
Nice.
I should have seen Janis.
Yeah.
Oh. But I did see the Grateful Dead at the Avalon Ballroom. I think it cost me $1.35.
Wow.
And Pigpen was the singer at the time, the main singer.
Right. Keyboard
And
player.
we went in there, and if I remember right, we were there 2 hours, and I think the Grateful Dead did like 3 songs. It was party time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, little schoolgirl.
Uh-huh.
It was on. The party was on.
Wow. Oh, yeah. They didn't get the they didn't get that title as being the jam band for
They
nothing.
were the jam band.
They were
If I
amazing.
remember, it was a good party.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then, and then I started playing a little bit. Oh, and then I played in a Russian gypsy band in Berkeley for about 2 years. And I played the guitar and the balalaika.
A Russian gypsy band?
It was called Yakalitsa. It was the guy that was in charge of it had a degree in Russian literature.
Uh-huh.
And we played on the streets, and his sister and they both played band. Then I played guitar and balalaika, and then we met this Turkish wild man who could sing and it was incredible. We played in the clubs, we played in the streets. We were playing on the streets of Berkeley one time, and this big, ugly, beautiful chopper drives up, and this guy gets off, and I thought he was going to either kill us or I didn't know it. I mean, he was the kind of guy the Hells Angels would get out of his way.
Right, yeah.
He walked over, he looked at us, and he started dancing those Russian dances, with his feet kicking out and all that. He danced there for like an hour, and we had a huge crowd of people. And then he invited us to a party out in East Oakland. And we went to this party, and we were playing our Russian music, and it was pretty wild. And then the women started to show up, and I said, "Oh God, we're gonna get out of here." It was way. I mean, I'd been to Berkeley, but This was going to be wild.
Yeah, I've been to Berkeley too.
I mean, I lived there 13 years, but some of these biker women.
I didn't live there, but I did party there, man.
But some of those women that were showing up at that biker party, I thought, "Oh God, we're not going to survive this."
No, you wouldn't.
No. Either that or it'd end up. I would say screwed and glued and tattooed.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, definitely tattooed.
But playing the Russian music, but I was also playing in the bluegrass band and also playing.
Do you guys sing in Russian? Or
he sang in Russian.
He sang in Russian? Oh.
Yeah, and I actually, that one song you were playing of mine, my grandfather, it's based on a song called Kalinka.
Oh.
And I could sing a little bit in Russian. But he sang fluent Russian, him and his sister and this other fellow, this Turkish guy.
I love that. I love that.
Anyway, so I did all that, and then I was hanging out with this lady, and I wrote a bunch of songs about her, and I went up to Alaska, and she went somewhere else. So, and she speaks real Russian, but anyway, I'll just do part of it.
Okay.
Vyhodila na Amerika tusha, nove so kinore bezvitkoj. Katusha. No, it's it goes on and on, but that's the part I know.
Wow. I love that. I was watching the chords. I'm like,
A lot of
wow, this
minor
is like
chords.
a lot of minor chords and
A minor, E minor, and D minor. It's almost all minor chords.
yeah.
Yeah, the
But
Russians.
the walk around it has that Russian sound, and I'm
Well,
like,
I play a lot of stuff. I play all the lead on the bass.
oh, okay,
That's what gives it that deep, rich sound.
right.
You know, rock and roll guitar players, they all play the high strings, play stuff. I like to play on the bass a lot.
Oh,
When I played street music, I learned to play on the bass.
I want to start. I'm going to get a tenor, or not a tenor, a baritone guitar.
Yeah, actually, on this album that I'm just coming out, we did a song about John Wayne, and the baritone guitars on that.
Really?
And the engineer said the only other time he heard a baritone guitar was that song that Dwayne Eddy did a long time
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Has a unique sound.
Yes, very unique. The Rockin' K, he played that song like I think last week. Actually, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, I know.
But
the
this
song.
album that's coming out, I should have some copies, some sample copies in about a week. I'll get you a
Okay,
copy.
I was going to say, yeah. When are we going to get blessed with this?
Well, I only ordered 50 copies because I want to make sure everybody hears it, and if they hear anything, I want to before I start promoting it, I want to make sure
Right
everything's.
on.
I don't want any glitches, no offbeat sounds, no. I want the voice to be perfect.
Right.
So
Well, we'll get some feedback for you for sure. I get
Oh, yeah.
emails like I put out my email address, and man, people love to email.
Here's an example. One time we were playing at this huge country band on Market Street,
Mhm.
and it must have been around '74. We had well over 100 people there. And as we were playing, this old cowboy walked over, and he laid down with his head next to the washtub base. He slept for 3 hours. When we were finished, he got up, walked away, and waved. I wrote a song about it.
Mm.
I started writing the song in 1974. I finished it last year.
Oh wow!
It's just I was looking through my notes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! It's a song that I wrote about the cowboy.
Yeah, I just finished a song I started in '74 when I was 15, 16, 17. I was 17. Yeah.
Anyway, this song is called. I don't even know what's it called. It could also be a bluegrass if you play it fast.
Okay.
We were playing country music by the cable car that day. He came by to listen while we played. When we were almost halfway through my old Kentucky home, I turned and saw him lying on the ground. In the 60s, San Francisco was a free and easy town. Among the cars and traffic we would play. As I think about that cowboy lying on the ground, I like to think we might have soothed him on his way. And it's down along the sidewalk, whine, oh brother who has drunk the wine too long. He's 54, he's passed out by the base wash tub, sleeping like a baby in the sun. I won't play the break part. I remember as we packed to go back across the bay, as he woke and slowly rose to walk away. In the early city shadows as he wandered off alone, he turned and smiled at me as if to say, oh yes, something in your music carried me back home, and I know that I've been gone way too long. But it's 4:30, you are going home now. And yes, you soothe me with your song, 'cause it's down along the sidewalk, whine, oh brother who has drunk the wine too long. He's 54, he's passed out by the base wash tub, sleeping like a baby in the sun. He's 54, he's passed out by the base wash tub, sleeping like a baby in the sun.
That's awesome.
He waved at us as he walked away.
Wow.
It was so cool. There was like 150 people. back in those days,
Yeah.
we made a couple $100,
Uh-huh.
but it was kind of cool. In the hat there'd be a joint,
Right.
some foxtail, some jewelry. Once in a while, you get a phone number, and you go to a party, and you're the only one there, and that was all right.
Yeah. Nice.
Whatever.
I love it.
One time, I've corresponded. There's a guy named he used to be in the mime troupe. The San Francisco mime troupe.
Yeah.
And what was his name? He became an actor, and we've corresponded a few times. I can't think of his name offhand. Anyway, he's been in a lot of movies. But I sent him some songs, and he sent me an album of his. Oh, but the point is, we were playing in Telegraph Avenue one time, and the mime troupe was coming along down the avenue, all in the regalia. And they started dancing to our music, and the band and the mime troupe, the whole circus moved down Telegraph Avenue. It was one big unit, and people all around us. It was magical.
Wow.
We were playing this music, kind of slowly going down Telegraph, and the mime troupe was there acting out, doing all this crazy stuff. It was just wonderful.
You know what makes me sad? That doesn't make me sad. What makes me sad is that a lot of kids today don't get to experience that. Because I've experienced
They're
stuff
too busy
like
on
that.
the little.
Yeah, the phones.
It was
whatever.
wonderful
It's a
because
zombie apocalypse, man. There's zombies on those things.
I know. I got two grandsons.
All right, yeah.
But anyway, that moment was I wrote some stories about it. That moment was really magical.
Yeah, that's
And,
beautiful.
Can't
love
think of
that.
the guy's name. He's a well-known actor. Anyway, but it was so cool because there were moments like that when we were playing music. It's like we'd play music on Telegraph in front of this store, and there was no leader of the band.
Right.
We were just playing, and one song after, 100 or so people in the Berkeley nighttime just dancing and throwing money at us and just strolling up. It was beautiful.
Wow.
And then we'd play in some of the clubs, some of the clubs in San Francisco, and
Yeah.
it was a great time.
Yeah.
Living on $25 a week back then.
Oh, yeah.
Lived in a house with people. We shared it. No phone, no TV,
Wow.
none of that stuff.
Yeah, I was 16 living on $15, $20 a week. I'd go out and mow lawns and do
Yeah.
whatever I could to make a little money.
We'd go on the avenue. We'd play music, and
Yeah.
we'd come home and we'd go to the Food Conspiracy.
I
get
could
some food.
never get a paying gig. I could play at the pizza parlor for free. They loved it. They'd love me to come in and play, but they would never pay me because
Yeah.
I was a minor.
Yeah, there probably was some. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a few jobs we actually got paid, but we were all older guys.
Yeah.
We were all basically graduated from college. We were in our 20s and 30s.
Right. Yeah.
was so
I'd-
cool.
We'd go to the pizza parlor in Thousand Oaks and in Simi Valley, and just get up there and play. But we couldn't get paid. But we got pizza, man. We got
They'd
pizza
throw
and
money
root
at you
beer.
sometimes too.
We got pizza and root beer. All we could eat. It was great. Right on. Well, is there anything else on the on your CDs you brought in you wanted to play, or?
Oh, sure. Let me see. Actually, the next star coming up it's queued up. It's called "You're My Star." It's written by a lady named Shireen Borslin, and she does all the artwork on my albums. And it's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard.
Would that be the third track?
It should be the third. It's called "You're My Star."
You're My Star.
And a little bit of history of this one, though. I recorded. There's a guy named Jimmy Townsend who plays keyboard locally. I recorded the tracks for it about 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said. Then I added the voice to it just last month.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so the tracks.
this is fresh.
Once you have the master tracks are there, and it wasn't quite in my range, but since it was already recorded, we went ahead with it.
Yeah.
It's called "You're My Star," and it's written by Shireen. She and her husband are musicians. They like the rock and roll stuff, but this is a ballad,
Okay.
and this is a beautiful ballad.
Okay. Well, let's give it a listen.
Let's give it a listen. Somebody spilled $1 million diamonds on the velvet sky. The only one that I'll see tonight is you. And when heaven calls for the perfect shine, a few cast glitter, but none like mine. You're divine, and you're my star. You're my star, my star. I feel you near, feel you far. Day or night, my guiding light. Love you. You're my star. If they host the Hall of Fame and Hollywood's best right here in my room, I won't be impressed because you are my star. The sun could slide, baby, out of the blue, but I wouldn't cry, I'd be warm with you, it's true. You are my star. You're my star, my star. I feel you near, feel you far, day or night, my guiding light. Love you, you're my star. And if a black cloud moves to take you from my view, deep down in my soul, I know I have you shining through. If a tempest tries to push you from the skies, I will ride that wind till I find heaven's eye. Somebody spilled 1,000,000 diamonds on the velvet sky. The only one that I will see tonight is you. And when heaven calls for the perfect shine, a few cast glitter, but none like mine. You're divine. You're divine. Yes, love you. You're my star.
That's a beautiful song. Very beautiful song.
Shireen Borslin wrote that song, and she gave me permission to record it.
Nice.
Which I'm going to have it on my CD.
Right on. Excellent. Okay, well, we're going to about wrap it up here, but you know what? You have to come back, and I'll bring my guitar, and we can play. I hope I run into you at Puffers, or I go to Puffers as much as I can. I don't get out much. I'm going to have a tricycle here real soon because I don't drive. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be able to get out and about.
Yeah, Puffers is a happening spot.
I know,
There's
I love
a lot
it
of
there.
places around, and you're going to give, before I leave, you're going to give me your email or
Yeah,
something.
definitely. Definitely.
And I know you got some procedural stuff to wrap up, and I'm going to be packing up while we're doing it.
All right, yeah, I'm going to run a little pause for the cause, and then we'll be back and say goodbye.
Okay.
All right.
All the best things in life are free. You can keep them for the birds and bees. I want money.
Hello, fans of KYXZ-FM. Yes, we do need your support. We are trying to expand our services and add internet streaming, for one thing. Doesn't take a whole lot of money, but it takes some. You can help out by going to KYXZ.org and clicking on the tip jar. Or stop in at 1111 Grand Avenue in Groover Beach and use the real tip jar. Without your help, this station could sound like this.
No, and that would be horrible. All right. Well, you know, I thank you for coming out, and you know, I know you're busy. You're busy and taking time out of your schedule, and you know, I know what it is to have kids around the house, man.
Well, my whole life revolves around my grandson and playing music, so I definitely want to come back and we'll play some music together on the air.
And that's honorable, man. I just got to say, I know people who are raising their grandchildren, and for whatever reason, doesn't matter. Taking that on is like a huge, awesome thing that you're doing.
But in my case, it's a good thing, because otherwise I'd be free at my house, and who knows what I'd be into.
Like me, I'd be in all kinds of trouble, man. Right on.
I'm not going to tell you the kind of trouble I've been in, and you don't tell me, we'll go from there.
We'll just keep it there. We'll just make some music about it. What do you think?
Good.
All right, Nathan, thank you so much for coming out. I really appreciate it.
I'm good.
Okay, excellent.
And we'll
Let me
check
get
in
this.
again soon.
Definitely,
Sure.
definitely.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Here's off Nathan's
Last time I saw Annie, it was a
Anna Lou Songs for You.
1975. She went off with those bad, bad boys. It's a wonder she's still alive. She likes living in the fast lane, not like me at all. Why we even got together now and then, I guess I just don't recall. Now I keep moving in the slow lane, baby, just like in my youth. And there is something about that woman, I got to tell you the truth. I keep on writing songs about her and I don't know how or why. We both live in a separate world, bigger than the ocean wide. Black and white photo as she travels far and wide. Sometimes I wonder, will she walk with me again and be close by my side? 'Cause she took off with those other guys. I'm so glad that she survived. When will she walk with me again and be close by my side? Last time I saw Annie, it was in 1975. She was going off with those bad boys. It's a wonder that she survived. She likes living in the fast lane, not like me at all. Why we even got together now and then, I guess I just don't recall.
Think up.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
I don't really know. You're listening to Excellent Radio, KYXZ-LP 107.9 FM in Grover Beach, California.
They were living on a shoestring. They were way up in Alaska, and they always knew for certain, loving how it makes you sing. Write a jingle for a shoe shop. Change the baby, now it's morning. Won't you try to write a song for all the ways you want to sing? Walking by the family shoe store, and it's way up in Alaska. And if you walk inside and ask him, he just might begin to sing. At the changing of the seasons, as the days are getting longer, still we're living on a shoestring, and my love begins to sing. They were way up in Alaska, and they always knew for certain, loving how it makes you sing. At the changing of the seasons, as the days are getting longer, still we're living on a shoestring, and my love begins to sing. I've never been to Virginia City, but if you would go with me, I will give away everything that I own, only to be with thee. I thought that your name was Penelope, but it turns out that I must have been wrong. You know I will always think about you, my dear, at least until the end of this song. Going away through the summertime, going through part of the fall. Sometimes I fear I may not return, darling, never at all. Hoping I don't lose all companions, but someday I must return home. Freed from the mass boats, these sirens they call, this time I barely hear them at all. Calypso, it's a little bit like Berkeley. It's got more of an attic grace. I recall all the times I have fallen flat on my face. Yes, I thought that your name was Penelope, yet it almost rhymes with ice cream. You're not done weaving, don't seem to be grieving, perhaps this is not the right dream. You're not done weaving, don't seem to be grieving, perhaps this is not the right dream.
All right, there's a couple from Nathan. Let's check out track number 5, which is Try to Hold On.
What if he wants to go into a church, and what if they try to make him pay to see some singer or a fancy concerto, some other kind of play? But what if he had no money to spend on anybody here today? Now Simon of Cyrene was walking along on a journey, it seemed that day. The soldiers motioned and he took the cross to carry it the rest of the way. Hold on, noble Simon, don't let go. You're helping out the Savior, and don't you know, won't you try to hold on to the hand of Jesus in case he comes walking by. Now you don't know, and I don't know, and I'm pretty sure that the preacher doesn't know. Won't you try to hold on, just in case he comes walking by? Yes, he might come back in the early morning, he might come back in the middle of the day. What if he wants to go into a church, and what if they try to make him pay to see some singer or a fancy concerto, some other kind of play? But what if he had no money to spend on anybody here today? Oh yeah, you don't know, and I don't know, and I'm pretty sure that the preacher doesn't know. Won't you try to hold on to the hand of Jesus in case he comes walking by?
All right, that was pretty groovy. I'm going to put on some, this is from his 2013 release. I'm going to play a few more songs off of his 2016 release, Anna Lou, Songs for You. This one is called, the 2013 release is called Scenes of North America and Other Nomads. That's a really cool title. All right, well, I'm going to play a few more tracks off this other one. I'm scrambling, doing a bunch of other stuff here, but let's groove on a couple more tunes off of his 2016 release, Anna Lou, Songs for You. Well, that's really cool. There's a couple checked off here I think they want me to play, but we'll get to that. I'm going to let these two play, and one of them's one of them. Okay, here you go.
Planted in the morning, water in the afternoon. Snow peas, they are growing. Darling, I'm knowing that it's all been too soon now. You sure help me now and then, but you're always gone so long. I sure like the way you smile, and I wonder, when will I walk by your side again? Anna Lou, how are you? I wonder where you've been today. You could have been most anywhere, chasing stars right through the air. When you're standing by my side, ooh. When you're standing by my side, in my mind, I'm satisfied. Singing in the garden might be an alright thing to do now and then. It might help for the growing, but as for my knowing, well, you just can't say. You sure help me now and then, but you're always gone so long. I sure like the way you smile, and I wonder, when will I walk by your side again? Oh, Anna Lou, how are you? I wonder where you've been today. Would you believe that I do need you, just to lean on now once in a while? You sure help me now and then, but you're always gone so long. I sure like the way you smile, and I wonder, when will I walk by your side again? Planted in the morning, water in the afternoon. Snow peas, they are growing. Darling, I'm knowing that it's all been too soon now. You sure help me now and then. You were always gone so long. I sure like the way you smell, and I wonder when will I walk by your side again. All of the sweethearts I have known, all of the friends that I've had, all just seem to pass away. I'm not saying that's bad. It's just that after a while, this is just not enough. There's got to be something better. Overnight love. Heart hardly knows it's been broken. Heart hardly knows it's been broken. Heart hardly knows it's been broken till it's out walking the streets again. Loneliness, we've all been there. Gets so bad we don't even care. Best you can do sometimes is just stop and stare. Why couldn't we have just grown closer? Look at the trees moving in the breeze. Why couldn't we have just grown closer together? Heart hardly knows it's been broken. Heart hardly knows it's been broken. Heart hardly knows it's been broken till it's out walking those streets again. It's been broken. Heart hardly knows it's been broken. Heart hardly knows it's been broken till it's out walking the streets again. Hardly knows it's been broken. Hardly knows it's been broken. Hardly knows it's been broken till it's out walking those cold, lonely streets again.
Heart hardly knows. Nathan Spooner. He should be here shortly. You're listening to Excellent Radio, KYXZ-LP, 107.9 FM in Grover Beach. This is OG Saturday night, and this segment of the show is OG's HomeGrown Trax, where we bring on local musicians, independent musicians, and get them out there so they can be heard, and you can go out and see them live. A little bit more on Nathan.
Singing in the church on Sunday, cleaning up the bars on Monday. That's what it takes to make a living loving you. Sing me just one more Hosanna, honey, I'll try to be home by dinner. Living, loving, darling, this one is just for you. Every time I think about it, you know I want to sing and shout. Sometimes I got those working blues. I have heard of the good news. Singing in the church on Sunday, cleaning up the bars on Monday. That's what it takes to make a living loving you. Sometimes life is such a drudge, but oh, the Savior, He's the judge. You might have read the words of sages. Do you believe in the Rock of Ages? Singing in the church on Sunday, cleaning up the bars on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday too. Singing me just one more Hosanna. I'll try to be home by dinner. Living, loving, darling, this one is just for you. Just a single singer now is Christ Jesus, your Redeemer. You might have read the words of sages. Do you believe in the Rock of Ages? Singing in the church on Sunday, cleaning up the bars on Monday. That's what it takes to make a living loving you. Oh yeah, now that's what it takes to make a living loving you.
From Grover Beach, you're listening to KYXZ-LP, 107.9 FM, excellent radio.
Well, I woke up this morning, poured myself a bill. Yeah, I woke up this morning, poured myself another bill. Took a long look in the mirror, baby, the devil must have my ear. Some music down the corner, calling my name out loud. Yeah, some music down the corner, Lord, it was calling my name out loud. But the man won't let me enter. I'm broke and I'm just too proud. Your number, baby, to try to ease the pain. Said I doubt your digits, baby, try to ease the pain of life. But it seems you changed your number, you know that just ain't right. I laid back down this evening, poured myself a beer. Yeah, I laid back down this evening, poured myself a beer. Ain't nothing turned out like it should. It's been a whole damn evil year.
back down this evening, poured myself a beer. Yeah, I laid back down this evening, poured myself another beer. Ain't nothing turned out like it should. It's been a whole damn evil year. This is the story of my grandfather, why he fled the motherland for a home across the sea, how he worked every day in the winter palace by the bay. Sometimes in the evening he would hear the soldiers say, if you want to save yourself, you might have to run, for soon the Tsar's family reign, we know they will be done. Standing in and working near to try to save the heart of the ancient motherland, so very soon all torn apart. Mother told us how so proudly he would take the part, yet he knew his destiny compelled him to depart. If he waited any longer, he would not pass the test. For all those times soon to come, there would be no rest. Sometimes in life you have to push beyond your natural border. All your working life obey, yet simply getting older. One day from the palace he simply walked away. Who knows what may have told him that he had to disobey. This is the story of my grandfather, how he walked away from the palace by the bay, how the others all obeyed when they were told to stop, how he kept on running and then he heard the shots. Good Patricia brought him here to finally find his rest. The welcome sign on Ellis Island told him he had passed the test. Yes, this is the story of my grandfather. Tony was a mountain man in the land he loved so well. Under the open highway, skyway, so many tales to tell. Tony was a friend of mine, I know he's been gone too long. Out on the Gold Creek trap line, Tony sang his last song. Trap lines up on the Yukon River, fishing sometimes by Haines. Your friends will always be thinking about you, the memory will never change. An old banjo, sometimes it was on my shelf. They say it could play old Joe Clark almost by itself. Sometimes out on the trap line, I know he'd be singing a song, making up the melody or the words for a brand new song. The good Lord took him, just why we'll never know. He is safe now in his arms, he's safe now from the cold. If you're ever out on a trap line and you think that you're hearing a song, could be our friend Tony just moving along. Yes, Tony was a mountain man in the land he loved so well. Out on the open highway, skyway, so many tales to tell. Yes, my friend Tony, my friend Tony.